Hi everyone, my name is Kimberly BuenoSchonig and I'm the CEO and founder of BuenoSchonig Consulting. Thank you so much for tuning in, and if you're new here, be sure to follow, like, and subscribe BuenoSchonig Consulting on all your social media platforms. We provide business and career content every Tuesday and Thursday, so make sure you hit that notification button if you're on YouTube to get updates as well. Today, we are talking about how you can come up with a business idea or how to come up with a business idea. And I have 4 tips to share with you, pretty much a process on how you can kind of determine whether it's a business idea for you to pursue. And let's get started. So my first tip is to write down a long list of your strong skill set, experiences, or activities on a notebook or an Excel sheet. This is something that we're going to be working with through this entire process. So make sure it's something that's close and nearby and easy to get to. And what I need you to do is just write down everything that you can think of that you know you're really good at, or even mildly good at, and just write it down on this piece of paper. Make sure you're not pre-assessing or adding any biases onto that list, like whether or not you like that skill or not, because that is something that we're going to do in the next step. Really, this is just a brain dump of everything you can think of about who you are. It's really important that you get this done without the biases included. Which leads me to my second process or tip, is to then take that full list and ask yourself for each item that you've placed on this list if you are willing to do that for a full 72 hours. So the reason for this is because I want you to be able to assess every single skill, every single experience, every single activity that you know you are good at on this list, and ask yourself if you like it enough to do it for a full straight 72 hours. Why 72 hours? Well, that's because when you are working a business and when you are running a business, it pretty much requires a lot of your time. Especially up front, you have to spend a lot of time building that foundation and scaling it and launching it. I don't want to go into it and say it's 24/7, because there can be days where you may feel like you're working endless hours. But what's most important here is just identifying whether or not you are willing to spend about 72 hours, which is about like 3 days on a specific skill, activity, or experience. Which you might be thinking, all right, well, why, right? Like, why do I have to assess this? Because the thing is that if you don't like what you're doing, I usually do not recommend pursuing a business idea that you do not enjoy doing or you just absolutely hate. To me, as a business consultant and coach, it doesn't make any sense for an individual to pursue a business idea that they do not absolutely love, or you know they don't have feelings for, because in order for you to push through all the struggles and challenges, you have to have some attachment to it, and you have to have some emotional connection with that. Because when you are able to show your passion for your business idea, more people are willing to pay you for whatever it is that you are selling, because they see how passionate you are. And when you speak about what you're selling and offering, more people see and can feel the emotion that you are expressing when you share what you're pursuing. Does that make sense? So the third thing that I have here is collect the remaining skills, experience, etc. from your list. And now it's time to do some research. So it might take a couple of days to get through this entire process, but please complete the entire process, because this will really help you get to understand yourself a little bit better. It will increase your self-awareness. You'll learn a little bit more about who you are as an individual, your capacity, what your interests are, what your dislikes are. And this step is really going to showcase your dedication for a particular idea, and if entrepreneurship or running a business is something you should pursue, right? So even if you have a long list still, make sure you're going through each of the items that you didn't cross off and check to see if there are any competitors out there, potential competitors out there, or if there's a gap in the market for it. So what I mean by that is if you actually don't see a business that offers or sells that particular thing that is on your list, right? And the reason why I want you to go through and research is because when you're going to pursue a business idea, you're going to have to do research anyways. So you're kind of pretty much entering the beginning stages of running a business, which requires research. And you'll be able to check in with yourself and see if, you ended up doing more research on one thing rather than the other, because maybe you were more interested in, actually pursuing that one thing versus another. But really, what I hope you can take from this particular task is just being able to really identify whether or not there are competitors out there, which means that it's a viable business already. And, whether or not there's a gap, which means there's potential for it to be a viable business to pursue because there's no market for it. Which leads me to my fourth and final task / tip / process, which is to see if it's a profitable idea. And what I mean by this is when you're able to ask for feedback from friends and family to see if they're willing to pay you for a particular service or experience, or it's whatever you have that you're offering, then you have an idea of whether or not if there's a market or if there's a community for it, right? Because ultimately, when you start building and scaling your business, you have a target audience. You know who your audience is, and you know that when you sell to this particular audience, you're more likely to see the results that you want to see. And the thing about this is that sometimes friends and family might be a little bit too nice to you and might not give you such honest feedback. So if you are specifically looking for non-biased perspective, it could be a good idea for you to hire a business consultant or coach like myself and get a better understanding of the different perspectives that one may have about your particular business idea, right? And you could also just join an organization or, see if there are any strangers that you can meet online and just ask them and see if it's something that they would purchase. And really what you're trying to get is an idea if there are people out there that are willing to pay for what you are offering. With that being said, those are my 4 tips, a whole process on how you can come up with a business idea. Please let me know if this was helpful for you, and make sure you like, follow, subscribe to the BuenoSchonig Consulting, and check us out every Tuesday and Thursday for business and or career content. We are hoping, or I'm hoping, to be going live every Tuesday and Thursday starting next week, which is the week of February 8th. So I'm planning to do like open hours or, business career hours where anyone can ask me anything about their business idea or, ask for help on their career hunt. And so be sure to make sure that you're following, liking, and subscribing to all of our social media platforms so you can get updates and notifications. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like this video to show your support, and I'll see you next time. Bye.